morning. Good to see you all in here. Welcome on in to Geeky Girls Journal. I'm Andrea. You already know this is Geeky Girls Journal. You're in the right place at the right time. Okay, so today is February 19th, 2025, and I was trying to think of what I would like to say. Hold on one second. Okay, sorry about that, you all. I hear it also. Okay. I forgot my laptop was on, so I have to close that window. Um, let's see. Let me do it like this. It's very loud. Okay, that's better. I think. Okay, that's better. I think. Let me know if you hear any feedback or something. I just had to close the window. I had something open and didn't realize it. But anyway, welcome on in. Welcome back, you all. I'm back. I just had to take a couple of days off to try to, figure some things out and recenter things and get things together. But I wanted to talk about some of the reasons today, some of the reasons why you may not want to pursue your purpose. Like, not that you shouldn't pursue your purpose. That's not what this video is about. This video is actually about pursuing your purpose, but I just want to know what are some reasons why you don't want to pursue your purpose. Like, what are some reasons that you don't want to do those things that you were created to do? And I thought that would be an interesting conversation because I know that sometimes there are things that we really, really want to do. We have these big dreams and we have these desires that God placed in our hearts. But then sometimes you're like, just, I'm just going to say it. Sometimes fear just grips you and you just don't know how to package that, or you don't know, how to get unstuck. So I thought what we do is just kind of talk about some of those fears. And, if you feel like you would like to share some of those things and say, hey, yeah, I also struggle with this, we're just going to work through it together. Let me see top messages. Okay, I have to change my filter again. Yeah, we're just going to work through it together. So I have a couple of notes where I have a couple of fears that I thought about, and we can talk about some of those and then talk about some of the reasons why you may not want to do those things you're purpose to do. Now, should you do those things you're purpose to do? Yes, absolutely right. You should. Absolutely. You should do those things that you are purpose to do, because I think, hey, Frugal Mama, how you doing? Good morning, good morning. Because I truly think that when you are doing something that you are called to do, something that you are purpose to do, that you are going to enjoy yourself doing it, right? You should have a passion for it, or you may have a passion for it. That makes it a whole lot easier. Hey, doing well, just working. Oh, just working. Yep. Working, working, working. Okay, so hi, Saban. How are you? Good to see you. So those things that you are passionate about. Hey, Deshaun, how you doing? Look, I'm seeing some people I haven't seen in a minute. Hey, how you doing, friend? Hey, Deshaun, what's happening? So, Bon, welcome in. I think this is your first time, so welcome on in, welcome on in. So, yeah, you all, we'll talk about some of the things that you believe that your purpose to do, and then you may just not be doing it. Why? Well, you have your reasons. I'm doing great, thank you. I'm doing great. You have your reasons. I'm a little snotty this morning, but that comes along with these allergies and stuff like that. So otherwise, I'm doing well. I'm doing well. It's cold outside, but what do we do? Nothing. Good morning, Matthew. Maybe everybody likes this topic because I see people coming on in. Wonderful. You know what? I should put in I'm going to do a poll real quick. Y'all, you all know how I like doing my polls now. I love doing polls, and I can do it today because I have my laptop right next to me. So I want to create a poll just to see where we are. I don't think that's too strong a word. Not afraid. Let's see. Okay. All right. It's going to be up in a second, you guys. All right. So, yep. There we go. Okay. So the poll is started. Hi, Kyle. Thank you. That's so nice of you. You are so kind. So that's the poll right there. Are you pursuing your purpose? Now, I do the polls because sometimes people just don't want to answer in the chat, and I understand that. Like, it's your business. You don't have to. So this is another way that I can just kind of gauge what your thoughts are and get feedback and see where we are, so that I can just be as helpful as I can be. But like I said, this is cooperative learning over here. We're working together. So those of you who are new, that's what we do. We work it out over here. So Kyle, welcome in. And make sure you all give a like when you come in. Thank you very much because YouTube likes it. So I like it. I have to like it. So hopefully you've done that. If you are not a family member at Geeky Girls Journal, don't worry about it. I just want to invite you to come on in and be a family member because you're going to love it over here. Why wouldn't you love it over here? So go ahead, subscribe. That's what it means if you want to join the family. If not, then that's your business too. But if you want to, come on. I'm not pulling any arms, no legs. You do it if you want to. I just want to let you know that you're free to come to this community and join us and, experience all the goodness over here and have some fun. So let's see who answered the poll. Yeah, I can't do it. I would say, um, okay, look, all right. Looks like one vote so far, and that person said yes, they are pursuing their purpose. So good for you for pursuing your purpose. So what I think is this, you guys, I wanted to give you some reasons why. Just think of some reasons. I'm going to throw some out there, and you can, throw some in the chat or in the comment section that you've thought of. Some reasons why people might be a little fearful or just a little hesitant to pursue their passions, because it's not always fear, right? It's not always fear. It may be that you just don't have the means to do what it is that you want to do. Maybe you have to work and make your money differently. So that keeps you from actually pursuing your passion and being, what God wanted you to be, or living out your dream. Geeky girls, hey. Still looking like Jasmine. Hey, Brand. I have not seen you in a minute either. Hey, what's up? Have you seen Mickey Mouse? No. Have you seen Barney, OG Brand? Matthew. So thank you for coming in, everybody. So yeah, I wanted to talk about some of the main reasons why we may be fearful of or just not able to pursue some of those dreams and some of those desires, your purpose, those things that God has put into your heart to do. And you're just like, yeah. So here we are. One of the reasons is fear of failure. One of the reasons can be fear of failure. Are you afraid that you're going to fail? Because if one of your reasons is fear of failure, let you in on a little something. You're not the only person that has ever, feared failing. And I just want to let you know that that's a common thing, actually. Fear of failure is common. Good morning, Chris. How are you? Good morning. How are you all doing this morning? I forgot my manners. I forgot to ask you, how is everybody doing today? I hope everybody's doing well. Let me know in the comment section. How you're doing. So fear of failure, you worry about not achieving your goals, right? You worry about facing some setbacks. You may worry about even trying. Sometimes if you fear failure, you might be even afraid to try. You might be afraid to try because you're scared that it's going to result in you failing. But let me tell you something. Some of the most well-known people have failed. Let me tell you that, right? And I don't even like to call it a failure because for me, it's not failing. Like that is a terminology that was placed that we used. We use failure, but really think about it. That's just a learning lesson. Like especially if you try something and if you try something that you have never tried before, do you really, really think that you're going to ace it on that first time? Sometimes you do, but more than likely, if it's something that you're just learning to do or just trying, you don't have all the information that you need a lot of the times to be successful in that specific area. So what you have to do is try something. And then when you try it, it may result in a failure because you are trying it. This is your first time. So I just want to encourage you not to be discouraged if fear of failure is your number one thing, because it happens to the best of us. It happens to the best of us. You can't be so stuck that you say, okay, I'm so afraid that I'm just going to mess this up that I don't even want to try. Hi today with Nikki. Good morning. Thank you for coming in. Good morning. Good morning. So think about it. What are some things that you all may have experienced when you're pursuing your purpose or pursuing some dreams, pursuing those things that God has placed in your heart? Are you afraid of failure? So we're talking about that right now. If you're afraid of failure, it's you don't want to fail, right? I've faced that myself where I'm like, I do not want to fail. I don't like to fail, you guys. I don't mind learning lessons. I like to win. I do like to win. However, I do realize that before I get to that point where I can say, okay, I got it. I know what I'm doing now. I'm going to make mistakes. And so are you. So be encouraged that you're not the only one that's going to make mistakes. Like I said, it's called fear of failure, but I think it's fear of mistakes. For me, that's what it was. I don't like making mistakes. I do realize that I had to grow, but sometimes I'm like, man, if I could have just prevented doing this. But the key is if you make a mistake, you don't wallow there, right? You don't wallow there. You don't sit there and you're like, oh my God, I should have did things better, or I could have did this, could have did that. Just get up, pick yourself up, and keep it moving. Like, don't sit there too long. Hey, Brian, how you doing? Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Only way you fail is if you don't start or don't keep going. Yeah, Nikki, I agree with you. You got to keep going. Like, it's a failure if you don't continue to try. It's a failure if you tried and you fall on your face and you're like, okay, I'm done. I'm not doing it again. No, you got to be more resilient than that. You got to say, I may have not reached that goal I wanted. And let me remind you, like I said, how many times, and I can't give you any percentages on that right now. I should look it up. I hear people say it's a saying like 9 times out of 10, right? 9 times out of 10, you're not gonna get that, and that's not my stat, you guys. I'm just telling you that's like a saying. So 9 times out of 10, you're not gonna get it on your first try. You might, you might, but a lot of times if it's something you have no information on, no, you've never done this before in your life, and you think you're gonna go in there and you're gonna just ace the quiz, right? No, you gotta be able to say, even if I try this and I come up a little short, right? Or if I don't get that skill right away, then you got to keep going. I like how Nikki said that. Everyone makes mistakes. We aren't all perfect. Live, learn. Yes, learn a lesson. I think that's what the most important. I think that's what's not the most important thing, but one that is an important, let me say that. That's an important key is that you learn a lesson, because now if you do something and you don't get it right, you can say, okay, I can see where I can make some tweaks, right? I can see where I can do things differently. So then you start figuring out a plan to do things differently. And then you're like, okay, I may not have gotten the first time, but I'm going to try it again. And I'll tell you all, that's one thing about me. I don't like to make mistakes, but when I make them, I'm not that hard on myself. I'm like, not anymore. Not anymore. I used to be, because I wanted everything. I was a perfectionist, which also is another reason why people don't pursue their purpose. But we're going to get back to that. But for me, it was wanting everything to be just so, right? I want everything to be in place at all times. I want all my T's crossed. I want all my I's dotted. I want to make sure that I'm checking it. I check it again. I had somebody else check it if I had somebody else around that can't check it for me. Or I'm going to check it again and again, right? Because I don't want to miss something, or I want to always present my best self. But what I had to come to realize is, just because I may have made a mistake in that arena, or I may have came short a little bit, it doesn't mean I didn't present my best self right there. Hey J3, how you doing? Good morning, good morning. And you all, chime in as you're doing, you're engaging. It doesn't mean that I didn't put my best foot forward. What it means is maybe I lack some information, or maybe I lack the skill, at that moment to be able to reach that point that I wanted to get to. So instead of me wallowing in self-pity and throwing the pity party, as people say, I just start saying, you know what, hey, I made a mistake. And it's okay, because guess what? I'm not the only person. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm moving you around. Moving you around a little bit. Yeah, I'm not the first person, and I'm not going to be the last person to make a mistake, because we see that is a common fear. Fear of failure. Can you all think of some more before I give you some more? Everyone subscribe to the channel, like the live, and send up some reactions, please. Thank you, Nikki. How sweet is that? I appreciate it. So yeah, just because you don't get it that first time, So what? Keep on moving. Try it again and try it again and try it again. Because guess what? Some of the people that, like I said, that are most successful, how whatever your idea of success is, like it varies between all of us. You might see somebody and be like, man, they are so successful. They look like they have it all together. But guess what? I can guarantee you that that person has made some mistakes and has, you know, fallen and tried again at some point because they wouldn't even be at the level they're at. Nobody's perfect. Nobody comes out knowing everything. So they would have had to make some mistakes. So I say give yourself some grace. Give yourself grace and give yourself the permission to make mistakes because it's okay. If you think about it in the whole grand scheme of things, making a mistake is not that big a deal. It's really not. It's really not because guess what? We all make them. We all make mistakes. Nobody is perfect. So, like I always say, if you are an imperfect person, you are in good company, especially when you come over here to Geeky Girls Journal because I am not perfect, right? Sometimes maybe people do because I'm a child of God. So I know that I'm a special person and that I have it going on. But I'm saying some people may look at me or look at you and determine that because they see you in a certain way or look at you or look at your life that everything must have worked out perfectly for you, but that is so far from the truth, right? I can even tell you myself, I've tried things over and over again until I've just gotten it. And some things I feel like I've tried and tried again and I'm like, I almost feel like beating my head up against something, like, oh my goodness, why can't I get this? And then all of a sudden one day it's like psh, bright light, and then I'm like, hey, it's all right. So I no longer struggle with making a mistake. That's the old me. I don't even now. And also, if you are a child of God, you have to know that you're not perfect, right? You're not perfect, not gonna be perfect. I'm not perfect, but I work towards perfection. I like that. Hey, I see you. I see you. Yeah, so you can work towards perfection. I see nothing wrong with that. Go ahead, work towards perfection. And even though, like you said, I'm not perfect, but I work towards perfection. So work towards perfection. If you feel like there's something that you can, and wait a minute, I was just thinking about you up early this morning. And those people who are in California or on the West Coast, thank you for coming in because you have committed your time early in the morning to come on and hang out with me. So I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Hit the like button if you haven't. I think you got to hit the three buttons at the three little dots at the top to go out of the screen and come back in. So go ahead and just come back. Go out and come on back in. So, yeah, don't be afraid to make mistakes, right? Don't be afraid to make mistakes because everybody does it. Everybody makes mistakes. Amen. All right, let's see what else. Lack of clarity. Maybe some of you may say, okay, it's not that I don't want to pursue my purpose. It's just that I don't understand what my purpose is. I need clarity. I just need a confirmation. I've been there too. What I can tell you all, the ones who are looking for clarity, um, you know, spend some time, spend a little bit, and I'm not saying you're not, but what I would say is spend some time with God because one thing when I was looking for clarity in my purpose, God had to take me back to the basics, into the foundational part. And he's like, okay, you're a disciple, right? You're a disciple of Christ, discipleship. I'm a child of God, so I should be discipling, right? I should be telling others about Jesus. So for me, that was a foundation. God was like, okay, well, you're so busy trying to figure out what it is that you want to do and what you think you should do, but you got to go back to the basics. God told us all that we are to, especially if you're a Christian. If you're a Christian, I'm talking to you right now. Hey, Grandma, how you doing? If you're a Christian, I'm talking to you right now. If you're not, it's fine. I'm just saying I'm talking to the Christians because the Christians will know what I'm talking about. If you are a child of God, if you're a Christian, then becoming a child of God, it is an expectation that we are to tell others about Christ. That's what we're purposed to do. That's what we're purposed to do. We're also purposed to praise God. So if you don't know anything else to do, if you're trying to figure it out and you're like, I have no idea what my purpose is, I have this dream, I have this thing in my gut, I feel it. I just don't know which direction to go in. Maybe your compass, not moral, maybe your compass is a little off. Maybe you feel like you need to have it tweaked a little bit. So I'm telling you where to start. Start right there at the basics, at the fundamentals. If you are a follower of Christ, your purpose is to tell others about Jesus. Didn't he say, go out and make disciples among them? So, hey, Nikki, look at all these people. All right, hey, Nikki, I see you. Hey, how you doing this morning? Yes, we are the salt of the earth. So if we are the salt of the earth, then we need to start acting like the salt of the earth, right? Why are we fearful? Because we were just talking about that. Why are we fearful? Why are we afraid? And I'm going to use these in context. Why are we fearful to tell others about Christ? Why are we afraid? Same thing. Why are we afraid to tell others about Christ? And God said he's going to give us, he's going to give us what we need. He's going to give us strength. He says, be courageous, right? He says, sprinkle, sprinkle. We got to sprinkle it all over the place. Sprinkle that salt. We are supposed to be the salt of the earth. So we can't be around here acting like ketchup. we the what is a French fry without salt? And I know some of you don't put salt on your fries, but I'm just telling you, what's a good meal without a little salt on it? The salt. My daughter told me that the salt amplifies the other seasoning in food. Now I'm not that into cooking, but I cook. People eat around here, right? They eat and they eat good because I've mastered some things. But if we're supposed to be the salt of the earth, I kind of like this in context. If we're the salt of the earth and the salt spruces everything up when you put on the food, just a little bit. That's right, Nikki, just a little bit. If you put just a little bit on it, it's going to make it taste a little bit better. So then whenever we are in somebody's presence, no matter if they're having a bad day or no matter what the situation is, when we walk in that room, we're supposed to change the whole dynamics of that room. And I think if you think of yourself in that light, that you are that special, that if the room has a dark feeling or just people in there just feeling miserable, when you walk in that room, the atmosphere should shift. Just because you're a child of God, you walk in there and people see your light and they're like, "Ooh, I don't know what it is, but something just happened. Somebody just came in and they changed it." That's what I'm talking about. If you are the salt of the earth, you're not regular. Why are we around here acting regular? Not me, because I already know who I am. I don't say I'm not acting regular anymore for anybody. I'm being child, I'm being Christ-like, I'm being God's child. So I'm trying to look like my father. So if I'm trying to look like my father, I want to walk around and be the salt of the earth, then I need to add a little bit of to that food, right? I need to add a little bit of something when I walk in that room. It should be reflected. When people see me online, they should just see something and be like, "Ooh, I don't know what it is about her." And if you're on the other side of this, people should come in and say, "I don't know what it is about her or what it is about him, but I'm telling you, every time I'm around her, I'm just happy." Or every time I'm around her, I'm motivated. I feel a word of encouragement. Come on, Salt. That's right, Nikki. Hi, Piggy Foodie. How you doing? Hey, hey, hey. We add flavor. Yes. Nikki, you that's it. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. We add flavor and you ain't got to have a whole lot of it. Just like she said, sprinkle, sprinkle. Why are you afraid to sprinkle, and shine your light onto others, right? God said, like, we should shine our light so that people can see it. We shouldn't be hiding it under the bushel. Remember that song, Hide It Under the Bushel? No, I'm going to let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm going to let it shine. That song, listen to it. This little light of mine. If you have the light of Jesus, you should not be afraid to let that thing shine. Let it shine so bright. Get on that hill and just cast that light. Have you ever been somewhere? They have these huge spotlights. I know they did it like a little while ago. I'm thinking about a couple years ago specifically. And my husband and my daughter saw this spotlight, right? They said they didn't know where it was coming from, but we see it often in this area where it's a spotlight. Maybe somebody's having a grand opening or they're doing a launch or something like that of a small business. So they'll have a spotlight and you can see the spotlight you can see it in the sky. Like you can just see the beams from the light and you don't know where it's coming from. You're just like, where's that spotlight? So my husband and my daughter decided to follow this spotlight one time, right? They wanted to see how far it would take them, if it would take them to a destination that was close to our house. And they said they saw it, so they just went in the direction of the spotlight, right? They kept on driving, kept on driving, kept on driving, and they could not find a spotlight. Well, see, they thought that it would be in, within the range of our neighborhood, that it would be somewhere in this area. Well, they quickly found out that it wasn't. This spotlight looked like it was right there. It looked like it was close, but they kept driving, kept driving. They said they kept driving and they finally got too far, like an hour or so, and they were like, okay, now it's time to go back home. Point is, people who see that light in you, they're going to be attracted to that light, right? They're going to want to go follow that light. What is that? I wonder what that is. What is that thing? What's that thing that she has, that she possesses? So they come to find out later that it is not that person. That God is using that person as a vessel. They see the light of Christ in you. They see the love of God in you. So they're attracted to that. They're attracted to that, and they want more of it. Like, oh, what is? I don't know how far that light goes, but I want a piece of that. I want to see what that's about. And then you have conversations with that person, or they have the opportunity to interact with you, and then they find out more about you. And they're like, huh, yeah, I might want to find out who this God is or who this Jesus is that they talk about. So that is a way that you can live in purpose, right? If you don't know any other way, you say, hey, I don't know. Like, I like to garden. I like to read books. I like to do whatever. But you're like, I still haven't quite figured it out. I haven't narrowed in on what it is that God wants me to do. I still don't know. So if you're looking for a good purpose, there you go. There it is. Start right at the basics. Start right there. Let me see what you all said. Come on, Salt High. Yes. Shine, never dull. That's why you can't this look like shine. You gotta let it shine. Hey, Geeky Girls Journal and all in class, but wanted to say great day to all. Hey, thank you for coming in. I hope I didn't miss you 10. Thank you. And I hope you have a wonderful day in class. Go ahead, the educator natural. You all go check her out. Check out you all, because I didn't do this. I said check out 10, but drop your link if you are in the chat. Type GGJ. Type GGJ so that other people can connect with you, because we got some wonderful people right here in the chat. Now, don't leave here and go to theirs right now, but you can go and check them out later. I'm not trying to tell you what to do. I'm just saying it's some wonderful people right here. So connect with them, and come on back over here and have a chit chat with me, because I know I missed a couple days, y'all. So we back. Hey, TMC, good morning. I have never seen a dark light. Ooh, that's a good one. Except for those black lights, but you're right. It's never seen a dark light. I can't think of one. I can't think of one either. They have a filter on it, but never seen a dark light either. Hey, Miss Betty, how you doing? I was thinking about you the other day. Hey. I hope you're doing well on your you still vacationing? You still on your leave? Your hiatus, Miss Betty? Coffee for everyone. Yeah, pass everybody a coffee. Thumbs up, welcome. Almost back, almost don't know exactly when yet. Look, take the time that you need. I had to take my kids were off on Monday, so I had to take that day off. And then Tuesday, yesterday, I was like, okay, you know what? I might as well just take off another day. I'm glad I did, you all. I feel good about it. I feel real good about it. So if you ever need to take a day off, or 2 or 3 or 4 a week, whatever you need to do to get yourself together, do it. I heard somebody say they needed they were snatching their edges back. So if you need some time to snatch your edges back and get yourself together, don't let nobody tell you not to do it. Go ahead, get yourself together, take the time you need, and relax. I'm telling you, it'll make a difference. And then when you come back, you can be good for other people. Nobody wants to come in here and see you, sad and depressed. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe they do. Maybe it's somewhere on YouTube, some community that wants that version of you. I don't know. I'm just telling you what I do over here. I don't want to get on here and be unhappy and miserable. Not that I was, because I wasn't. I had a great time those 2 days. I was hanging out with my kids, laughing, enjoying myself. I'm just saying I needed to slow it down a little bit. I needed to reel it in, and I realized that about myself. Like, I need to take some days where I could just stop and just rest and refocus. And there's nothing wrong with that. Didn't God tell us to rest? He did. He told us to come rest, didn't he? He said we can rest in him, and we can rest that, what is it, that the Sabbath day we can rest. And I know some people do it differently, Saturdays, Sundays, doesn't matter. Whatever day it is, I believe God built that day in so that we can experience rest. It's okay. He's like, it's all right to rest. Why else would he have said do it? Like, why? So it's all right to take a break sometime, is my point. It's okay. Hi, it is all right to take a break and take them because you need it. Let's see, what else? Side note, that light is for planes. Oh, okay. Thank you for letting me know that. That light that they saw, I don't know. And then this other light, J3, that we saw, it was actually a spotlight, but it was, how do I explain it? They were projecting it into the sky. They were projecting it, and it was really, um, this is the second light. The first one they couldn't track it. But they don't know what happened with that. And it probably, maybe it was for planes. Maybe, you were probably onto something, something. I don't know. So thank you for sharing that. But the other light that we ended up seeing one time, we followed this spot. We're like, where's that light coming from? It ended up being for a grocery store. They were having a grand opening or something like that. And it didn't take us hours out. Like, it was actually pretty close, like within 30 minutes. I don't know. We're like, oh, okay, it's right there. So that was pretty exciting to see that. I don't know. Uh, they just wanted to do it big, I guess. It was a grand opening for this grocery store. Hey, 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 Rudy, how you doing? Good morning, good morning. Essential Nikki, hey. Okay, Rooted. Hi, Rooted. Betty J, hey J3, what up, Lil Dudes? That's Lula. Anytime you see that, Lula is in the building. Hey, Lula. I already had pre-planned shorts up and going, so it's like I'm still there. Yep, yeah, you got to plan it out. That's smart. Okay, everybody's saying hello, coming back, renewed, and a new plan. I know that's what I've been working on too. A new plan. I think I shared it with you all the last time I was in live, and I was talking about, redoing things. I need to be more efficient with my time, and also I had to, I got little people over here that I had to consider. So I'm saying little people and big people. So I need to, figure it out. In the meantime, I'm just gonna keep it like this until I get it, you know, get a plan, devise a really good plan that I feel like, okay, this is gonna work for me. And once I do that, then I'll start implementing it. And again, I'm not worried about making mistakes or failures, because what I realize is once I start the plan, I can tweak it. I can tweak it, right? So we're back in talking about failure. Let's see who is in here that I missed. Okay, I think I see everybody. How's your website going? Lula, it's going. I'm done messing with it for right now, Lula. To be honest with you, like, I'm taking a break from that website. I got to stop and move back. I put everything up though. I did get everything up except, no, I think I got everything up. I got the coffee mugs up there. I put the journals up there. Hey, hey, how you doing? So I'll put the journals up there, and the journals are blank on the inside because we have the Geeky Girls Journal, the actual books. So we had the books, part one, part two, which we had to split because it was just too long for that target audience. So we wanted to split the book in half. That's how it ended up being two parts. So we have those Geeky Girls Journal books, but then we also have actual journals that you can write in. So if anybody wants, okay, you're in the background, thank you, Frugal. So we had the actual journals that, if you're a person that likes to write things down, get those journals, write it. I'm like that. You all know I will grab a notebook or a composition book in a minute. Here's one right here, right next to me. I'll grab a book and I just start writing my thoughts down. Or if it's something I have to remember for my kids or my family, if I'm doing whatever, if I need to jot a note down, I will grab a book in a second and jot it down. Some of you who may be listening in Team Replay after this, you might like to actually journal. You know what I mean? Like, you might want to journal things. And that's when you write those things down that happen to you daily in your book. Keep at it. You'll get it right. Thank you, Lula. And everybody's saying hi. Yeah, you might actually want to just buy a journal off the website and then just journal. And, write your thoughts down. And one thing I keep saying, like, I'm not this person, but I would like to be this person. The person that journals things, because you can go back and look at those things that, like, days that pass, weeks that pass, and you can look at those things in your journal and say, oh yeah, this did happen. Like, you wrote something down, maybe you were having a hard day, and then you look at it later and you're like, okay, I'm so glad God pulled me out of that. So it's more, it can be used for reflection. I don't know, there's so many different ways you can use a journal. So if you are a person that wants to do that, I just can't make myself sit down long enough to actually write it and journal it down. Now I can sit down and whatever my thought comes in my head, I can write it down real quick in a notebook, like boom, boom, boom. But I just hadn't caught on to that, sitting down and writing everything that happened throughout the day. I haven't done that yet. I've done it a couple times, but I'm not consistently doing it, if you understand what I mean. So I've done it maybe a few times throughout my life, but not consistently, where some people are like, oh, I journal everything I do all day. And they're able to look back and see years later, oh, I prayed for this. Now it's really coming to pass. That's something I think that would be cool. If you wrote it down in your journal and you like, you write it down and then later on you see that it actually came to pass, because we forget things sometimes, don't we? And we're like, we forget about the things that God blessed us with. We forget about the things that God brought us through. But if you have a journal or a notebook, even when I look back at my notebook sometimes, I'm like, oh, that did happen. Like where I wrote down some things that I wanted to do in passing. You all know what I mean? Because you all know I have about 8, 10 notebooks, pieces of paper, just loose pieces of paper where I've written things down. And then I'll find it years later. And I'm like, oh, that's a good note. Or, oh, I was thinking that on that day. So, point is, you're able to see those things that you thought about way back when, and you've made progression. So, it's good to see that you've progressed. I should just get a journal. I always use legal pad. Yeah, just get a journal at this point, Lula. Get a journal. We have them online if you want one. Just grab one. Or just whatever. Use a notebook. Use whatever. Legal pad. Whatever works for you is what I say. But yeah, that might be an idea that somebody wants to do. Maybe somebody's like, yeah, I want to start journaling. Start journaling. Me, I don't. I'm bad at committing. So that's why I'm very good at just picking up a notebook and writing something down in it, because I consistently do that. I can tell you that I need to consistently write my things down in order, though, because that will help me. I find random pieces of paper, write my notes down, find random notebooks and write it down. Now I got notes everywhere, thoughts everywhere. So I would like to, I have so many notebooks that are like that. I'm trying to go through them all and consolidate them into make them make sense and put them in order. That's not going to happen anytime soon. It's a work in progress. I just want y'all to know that it's a work in progress. I have written and fully illustrated 3 children's books and one spiritual journal that I never published. Once it got to the formatting PC, I put it on the back burner. Oh, really? Look at it. See, okay, so you make earrings and you do that. I'll be your first customer or next customer on your, yeah, be my next customer, Lou. That's all up. Go check it out, y'all. I got all this stuff up right now. And, you know, create. If you're a child of God, you're creative. Don't be afraid to create things. Do it. Or, child, publish it. What are you waiting for? See, okay, we're talking about pursuing purpose and fear. Wait, what's my title? What's the title, y'all? Why don't you want to pursue your purpose is the title. Why are you afraid to go ahead and publish it? Or are you afraid? I'm saying you're afraid. You put it on the back burner. Maybe you're just procrastinating. But procrastination, there's a little bit of fear in there. Or maybe, I don't know what you think. Or tell me. Tell me what you think. Why don't you go ahead and move forward? Because if you got 3 illustrated children's books, put that thing out, child. What you waiting for? It's other people that have done it. Just if it's that you're trying to figure out how to do it, go watch a YouTube video, read up on it. If you know anybody that's done it, do it. But you can. Do you want to? Bye, Miss Betty. Have a great day. Thank you for coming in. Do you want to self-publish? Is that what, like, are you looking to self-publish or do you want to have a publisher? So that's a couple things that you might have to think about, but don't put it on the back burner, child, because you never know where that thing can go. And what you wrote it for a reason. Release it. Release it, let it go. Let everybody else see how beautiful. Because we did that too. With the Geeky Girls Journal books that we did, we wrote them. And initially we were like, okay, I co-wrote a piece like that much. My husband wrote it. I did illustrations and helped put it together and all that. But the point of saying that is initially it was not a plan to publish them. It was just, okay, we're going to write it so that the girls will have something they can read, because my 2 older girls, especially, like, they would be found reading all the time. They'd be reading at the table and I'd be like, put that up and eat your food. They would be reading and we'd be going on trips. They would even take books to restaurants. My oldest daughter, she would take books. If you just make a trip to the store, she had a book in her hand. And I'd be like, girl, how you going to read that book while you walking in the store? She did it. She did it. So we knew that they had a love for books. And I told y'all, if I wanted to punish my kids if I wanted to do something as a punishment, I would say you couldn't go to the library because they wanted to go to the library every day. So because we knew they liked to read, we wanted to create those books to kind of help them through tough situations that they were going through in elementary school. So we're like, okay, we can write these books. Yes, you're going through some issues where the kids don't like you. And it was all like just, I don't know, because as a parent, you're like, why don't you like, you can't figure out why somebody else might not like your child. Why don't you like them? They're wonderful. What's your problem? That was me. Like, what's your problem? Like, why don't you like my child? But people have their different reasons for not liking them. And I'm like, I'm okay with people not liking me as an adult, but when it's a child, it's like you want your child to just be happy and you want them to be healthy. You don't want them to experience that stuff. The reality is that they will. So when we made those books, we're like, okay, in the book, we're going to put lessons. We'll hide the lessons in there so that when they read it, they'll know they're not the only kids going through it and that they can overcome those situations and that they're still loved. Most importantly, we just wanted them to remember who they were and that God didn't create junk. So that's a spill on the books. That's pretty much what the books are about. Like making sure that no matter what anybody else says about you, you love yourself and you know that God loves you. That's the foundation. And when you really realize that and figure it out, it does not matter what anybody else says to you. Somebody can tell me right now, girl, you look like a purple cow. And I'll be like, okay, guess that's what you see, but I don't. I see beautiful, right? I see somebody loved by God. And that's what I see. It's just the formatting. I already purchased the ISBNs too. Well, you already got the ISBNs. Do it. Hey, Marlene, how you doing? Girl, put those books out. Put them out. If you go, do you go to like events and stuff? Because I know you were talking about you make earrings and stuff like that. Child, put it out. Put it out. Why are you holding on to it? If you already got your ISBNs too, why are you holding on to that stuff? Let other people enjoy those children's books that you've written and let them see that, what you say, the journal, put it all out there. Because what I realized, I was doing the same thing with some of my products. I was holding on to them. I didn't really release them the way that I should have because I was like, I don't know if they're too expensive. I wasn't really worried about if somebody didn't buy them. I want people to buy them. I'm like, what if people just like, they don't want it? Then I realized, I was like, that's me trying to control the situation again. I can't control what people want to buy, what they don't want to buy. You put it out there and let people make that decision. You've done your part. You created the books. You created the journal. Did you say journal? I thought it was journal. Let me see. Let me go back up. I think you said journal. Oh, TMC. How did I miss you? Hey, TMC. Rudy, you said I have about 8 notebooks lying around. Yeah, you my kind of people, because I do the same thing. I have right now while we're talking, you all. I literally have 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 4, and if you don't believe me, let me show you. I have 4 notebooks right now sitting in my backpack right next to me. Look, 4. 1, 2, 3. Look. 1, that's 2, that's 3, that's 4. Not to mention, sorry everybody. I know I knocked the phone down. Sorry y'all. Not to mention the notebooks that I have on my dresser as well. That I just written all these things. And I'm like, look at that. See? So I just found random spiral notebooks, random composition books that my kids had, and I put a pen in each because I never know when it might hit me. I never know when I might have a thought. So I got a pen in each one. See that? I put a pen in my books, and whenever I think of something, I just write it down. The problem is I write it down and then I'm like, what did I write that note? And then I'll see it, months later. But if it's something I need to do today or in a couple of days, I keep it and I just put like a pen there to mark my spot. Otherwise, I just write all this stuff down, just write. And I figured something out about myself because I thought I would write things down to go back to it. And, for example, I'll just say this. When you're in college, how sometimes you write notes and you got to go back to that note to study or whatever. I realize I write notes to myself as a release. Like I write it down just to get that thought out, right? Or I write it down to try to remember something. And I might not ever go back to that note, or I might see it years later, but I wrote it down because I was trying to remember it, or I had to just release it. So if you like me, let me know in the chat section. Traveling at night looking for a place I've never been was scary. Nothing but darkness. The only light was the headlights. Finally saw the light of the place. Thank you, Jesus. Oh, there you go. Thank you for sharing that. TMC, if you're still in here. Are you still in here, TMC? Let me see. Let me see if you're still in the building, TMC. I don't know. Lisa is here though. Hey, Lisa and Celia. Hey, hey, hey. I'm big into journaling. Yes, Miss Betty. You big into journaling? Girl, well, good. Keep on journaling. I need, for those of you who do it, good job. Good job. Because are you able, Marlene? Aren't you able to go back and look at things that happened in your life? Because, like I said, sometimes we're just human. We just forget things. And God's provided things and we forgot about it. And we like, oh, yeah, well, and then you had, sometimes you're in a position where you're thinking, uh, okay, God, can you do this for me? Or God, help me out of this situation. So it can be helpful to have something to be able to look back at and say, I know God helped me during this time frame. He helped me during this time frame. So I know surely he's going to help me out of this one. I look back and see what God helped me come through. See, there you go. Yep, we're on the same page. You can look back and see that you weren't alone in that thing. Maybe you could not recall the information properly. So you think that you did it all by yourself, right? Oh no, I did it all, and it was me. Yeah, it was me. I did this, I did that. But when you really look back, you see that okay, you were struggling because you wrote in your journal, man, I was having a difficult time that day, and I was feeling like this. I completely forgot all about that, and then you realize. A few days after that or a week after, whatever it is, whatever that time frame was, you came out of that and you're like, oh man, okay. Then you can see that it was the hand of God in it. It was actually God that helped you through that situation. So now when you're going through something again, you be like, okay, it may take a couple days to recoup, but I know that I have a savior that's going to be there with me, that's going to help me through it. So that's why journaling is good. Yeah. Do it if you want to. Do it if it helps you out. All right. I know I got all the way off of or have I? I'll give you all another reason why people may be afraid to pursue their purpose, right? And again, if you're a Christian, like I said, if you don't know what to do, if you don't know what your purpose is, start at the basics. Start foundationally. That's what God took me back to. He was like, you sitting here talking about you don't really know, you don't understand, you need some clarity. But what you really got to do is disciple, right? Disciple. Start telling other people about Jesus. That's where you start. That's where you can start. And if you already know what your purpose is, you still should be telling people about Jesus, right? Because that's what he's asking us to do. Tell others about the goodness of God, right? They might not know. And you may be just the person for that person. Some people I cannot reach, but Marlene can reach. Some people I can't, but Garden can reach. Hey, Garden, how you doing? Some people TMC is going to reach. Some people Miss Betty's going to reach. That they may not hear me, don't even know I exist, but they go by Marlene's channel and they're like, oh, okay, she's talking about it. And yeah, I'm encouraged. I love listening to her. So you're going to reach different people, right? Different people are going to be attracted to your different personality. So yeah, don't be afraid of failure. Comfort zone. That's another one we always talk about. Don't be afraid to get out of your comfort zone. Listen, there are going to just be things that are uncomfortable in your life. Not everything's going to be nice and cushiony and warm. And I know because I like a nice, cozy, comfortable blanket. I like to be by the fireside. But not everything is going to be like that. You're going to run into some things that are going to challenge you. And they say, outside of your comfort zone is really where you live, right? So what I think that is that you're just being stretched and that you're growing. If you stay in that comfort zone and you stay in that one place that whole time, are you learning something? Are you growing? Are you expanding are you becoming more knowledgeable of different things? Are you learning different skill sets? Probably not if you're just remaining in that one particular zone. You got to be flexible enough to say, okay, I don't know this, so I'm going to go back to school and learn how to do this, or I'm going to take some master classes. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm not even suggesting to take master classes. I'm just trying to throw out suggestions. I'm going to read that book that's been on my shelf and dusty for 2 years. I know I got 2 books up there right now that's dusty because I have not read them. They just up there. I bought them 2 years ago. Haven't touched them yet. I want to read that book, right? Or I want to do something different. I want to take that cooking class. Or I want to learn how to sew. I want to take that sew class. I want to learn how to garden. I want to learn how to organize things. I want to go back to school and get my degree in business. There are so many different things you want to do. You might want to open a small business. You might want to publish those books that you have, right? So all those things, don't allow fear of failure or fear of whatever it is to paralyze you and keep you stuck so that you can't move forward. You want to get out of that comfort zone, right? Get out of that comfort zone. I know it's nice there. You built a happy place, but gotta venture out. Jump on over that, get out that bubble and go ahead and explore. Try some new things. Make some mistakes because it's okay to make mistakes. We're all human. We're going to make mistakes. So don't be afraid to make those mistakes. Make the mistakes, all the mistakes. Make them. You're going to learn something. You're going to learn a lesson. I'm doing well, Dre. I hope that you and everyone is doing well. I am doing well. Thank you. Thank you. Garden, that's so funny you said, Dre. ah, Garden, how you doing over there? I'm great, Garden. Glad you are well too. Okay, word up. Hey, Kevin, how you doing, Kevin? Thank you for sharing it on Reddit. Thank you, Kevin. Appreciate it. So another reason I saw lack of self-awareness. Many people might not be fully aware of their passions or what truly brings them meaning in life. Have you ever felt like that? Maybe you just didn't have an awareness, you didn't know what it was, and that may cause a little bit of fear, anxiety, or something like that. But like I said, start at the basics or ask God for clarity. It's okay to do that too. God, I need a little bit of clarity, or point me in the right direction, or show me something that's going to help me to see what it is that you want to do, or put me in the company of somebody else. Have you all ever been in situations where you've been around other people and they've said something and it just sparks something? That could be it too. Like, explore, be around different people. Like, maybe get out of, you're around the same people all the time. Maybe you need to be around different people, right? People who are moving upward, right? And not staying stagnant, but people who are actually trying to do those things that you may want to be a part of. So listen in on their conversations, right? And try to implement some of those things they're doing. And let me tell you what, they made mistakes also. So don't feel bad if you come in and you like, okay, I don't know everything. I don't have a clue of how to do this. You have resources you can use to figure things out. Use those resources, right? Hey, Marlene. Oh, yeah, I say hi. Yeah, use those resources. Don't make excuses. Come on. We want you to be the very best you can be over here. God wants you to be the very best you can be. I don't believe that God wants anything different from you. I'm a person that believes God created you to be wonderful. So don't you think He requires your best? I do. Maybe I'm by myself. I think He requires your best. So if your best means you have to step out of your comfort zone and figure some things out and make mistakes and be around people that you may be normally shy around, maybe that's another thing. Maybe you just got to be comfortable with being uncomfortable. Get around some people that can help move you to that next level, right? Get around some people who love Jesus, right? If you like to have conversations about God, get around more people who love to have conversations about God and talk to them, right? Have those conversations. And I can tell you one thing, you're going to learn some things in those environments because you didn't think about everything. And also maybe somebody might be saying something that you said, and you're like, all right, okay, these are my people. They feel the same way I do about this. And then also you might find people who are your people, but may bring up something that you never thought about. And you're like, oh, okay, now this can help me move forward in my purpose. Because again, you don't know everything. You're not expected to know everything. So don't put that unnecessary weight on yourself. Don't put that unnecessary weight on yourself. Try to surround yourself with other people that are doing things that you want to do, and you figure it out from that point. In the meantime, be a disciple. That's what you do. Don't let that light Don't dim your light. Don't dim your light. Be exactly who you are. Be authentic and be unapologetically. I see people say that unapologetically authentic, right? That means just be yourself. God created you to be who you are, so be that person and do a great job of it because there ain't nobody else that can do it like you. You're the only one, by the way, that can be you. So do it. I'm back. I got a book, but was charged twice. I'm not sure if I bought two. I'll look at it and see. Lula, I should get I'll get a notification. And I don't know if if you're charged twice, I have to look into that. Let me see if I can go right now and see what happened. I don't know. Yeah, I might have to look at it in a little bit, Lula. Let's see, Shopify. Yeah, my husband, he's a tech person. He handles that. So let me see if I can get in. In the meantime, oh, it's gonna send me a code. I'm not worried about it too much if it's for two separate orders. Yeah, if you did you do two separate orders? Because it should only charge you if you have two separate orders. So I'll look at it to make sure. Okay, hold on. Let's see. Orders right here. I got in, Lula. Let me see what you got. I don't see it yet. I only see open unpaid. The last one was October. See, my last sale was October 30th last year. That's how the last year, you guys. I'm not worried. PayPal, I did it. Oh, you did it through PayPal. Okay. Oh no. 3. Okay, I'm gonna look. I'll keep looking. I don't see it yet. All right, I'm gonna look, Lula, and don't worry about it. If you did pay twice for the same thing, we'll give you your money back. Don't worry about that, because we're honest over here. I don't want to interrupt your life. Okay. Yeah, don't worry about it. I'm gonna look at it. I'll look at it. It should come. My husband might have gotten it, and he's working, so we're gonna work it out, Lula. If you have two separate orders, did you want two separate orders? Let me figure this out. Let me know if you wanted two separate orders, because if you do want two separate orders, I'll go in and fix whatever needs to be fixed if there needs to be something fixed. But if you only wanted one order, then yeah, I just have to look at it to determine that. But let me know what your desire is now. Like, did you want two separate orders or did you just want one? And then I'll know what to do, because we'll refund. We do things the right way because we want y'all to come back. We want you to come back. Okay, so what was I talking about? Oh, I was talking about purpose, right? That's what I was talking about. Reasons why people don't pursue purpose. So yeah, if you are feeling, like you don't know what it is, or like you need some clarity, just start back. Start there. Exactly. I love finding people who are in pursuit or are chasing after God's own heart. Yes, me too, Garden. And also, like, when you're around people like that, doesn't it just give you like, I I don't know you all, I get energized. I really do. When I'm around people like that, I'm like, oh, this is what it is. This is what it's supposed to be. Like, it's not supposed to be, people are not supposed to be hateful. I know that exists, right? I know that exists, but people are supposed to be happy for other people. Like, I'm glad you're successful. I just, people, I just love, I just really, really love to see people who are champions for other people. Like, why are you upset because that person is doing what God called them to do? You should be rooting that person on. And I like being around people just who love God. Like, let me just talk to you for a minute. If I can get one, that's what I order. But if it's a real pain to do to remove the second order, I'll take it. No, it's not. I don't believe it is. I don't believe it is. I'm just glad that you're on here to tell me that so I can keep an eye out for it. Maybe did you push the button by mistake? Because it's usually not, we usually don't have that problem, but it's okay. It's all right, Lula. We're gonna work it out. We're gonna work it out. Because if you did it through PayPal, that's the thing. Like, I know how to look at it the other way. I don't know about PayPal. Hi, Dirt Book Reports. Hey, how are you? Thank you for coming in. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome in, welcome in. We're talking about a mixture of a couple different things, but we're really talking about purpose. Like, what frightens you from pursuing your purpose? And I talk about other things in a mix while I'm doing that. So Engage, engage, engage. Welcome in. We're glad you're here. We're very glad you're here. So come on, take a part of it. But Lula, we're gonna work on that because not Lula. So let's see. What another reason? What's another reason? I think did I see somebody drop something in the chat? If you've ever been fearful to do something, like whatever your fear was, let me know in the chat, in the comment section. So we talked about fear of failure. Mine was more so fear of mistakes, which I think is a part of fear of failure, right? I've also been fearful of being successful, you all, and I've heard somebody else say that. I don't think they're still in the chat, so I don't want to say their name because they might not want me to say that, tear their business. I'm gonna just talk about myself. So for me, fear of success, like I've been afraid, like not afraid to be successful because it's crazy. Let me try to explain this. There are so many times where I'm like, Lord, I want to be able to be at this position financially. I'm well taken care of right now, right? God takes care of me. I won't ever get on here and say, you know, otherwise, because I will be lying. God really, 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 really provides for my family and I, you all. There are some times where I'm looking at things, I'm like, okay, and I'm a person, like I said, I will balance things. And I'm like, okay, it's a penny missing. Where's that penny? I want to know where it is. Where's that 50 cent? That's how detailed I am with things, right? With finances. But sometimes I'm like, okay, Lord, you're gonna have to come through on this. It's been a lot of those times. I'm like, Lord, you're gonna have to come through. And then somebody will get an early check, right? And I'm like, okay, we're good. Or you just get blessings, right? You just bless. And it's not always financial. It's health. It's somebody in my family member was um taken care of, or God just made sure that my kids and then my family that I included, my husband, everybody was, um if there was a danger, right? He protected us from those dangers, seen and unseen. Have you ever heard somebody say danger seen and unseen? That's what I'm talking about. So it's not always going to be in a monetary way that you receive a blessing. It's not going to always be financial. It's going to be health, right? I want all of them. No, I don't want God to, I don't want God to just be, okay, you just want financial blessings. That's it. That's all you get. No. And I'm not saying that he will do that. I'm just saying I want all of them. There are times where I'm driving and it's an accident that happens right in front of my eyes. I'm just like, oh Lord, please, I hope nothing hits my vehicle, right? God protected me. God protected me. So I want that kind of protection. I want all of it. I want all the protection. I want all the blessings. I want it all. I don't want to be limited. I don't want God to be like, oh, she said she just want the money. No, I want it all. Whatever it is that God want to bless me with, I want all of it. I'm telling you. I pushed the PayPal button, then it redirected me to PayPal so I can purchase through that. Once I did, I ordered. Oh, okay. Did it show it twice on your card? No confirmation. Then I tried it again and put PayPal again. What? Really? On PayPal? Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna have to ask my husband to look at that. I've never heard that before. Okay. Yeah. Doesn't mean it doesn't happen. Like I'm not saying that you're lying about that. Please don't think I'm saying that. What I'm saying is I've never experienced that here. So that's something I can look into. PayPal. Let me write it down. So I can remember. PayPal, PayPal. I'm just glad that you even went over and supported. Yeah, I guess most of the time people use a credit card or debit card. And if they've used PayPal before, I never had anybody have any issues with it. But that's okay. That doesn't mean I will not look into it because I surely am. So PayPal. And Lula, if you want to email Geeky Girls Journal so I know what name to look for, because I don't want to, I'll be looking up Lula. Like Lula. Can't look up Lula. So let me write it. PayPal. PayPal. Okay, I'll remember if I just put PayPal there for now. PayPal transaction. And I put it on the paper, Lula. I'm going to put this paper right in the front because I told y'all how I am with papers. PayPal transaction, Lula. All right. Okay, Lula. I'm going to have my tech person look at it. I wonder if Charge with a confirmation. Yeah, email me, Lula. Email me so I can look at it and see what's happening. Cause I don't know. I just be honest. Okay? Y'all know I believe in being honest. I've not experienced that, and I'll look into it. And just email me. Tell me what your name is. If I mean, I gotta see what your name is so I can look up the order and see if it charged twice. See what happened with PayPal. Yeah, I don't know. I'm confused about that. Don't interrupt this. Oh, okay. So Garden says, fear of the unknown. I like details, so I tend to ask God too many questions, expecting the answers only to find out He wants me to be still and trust. So you talking to me too, Garden? I'm telling y'all that is so much of me that it's ridiculous. So much. I really, whenever I feel like I'm not in alignment, right, with God, and I feel like, am I doing this right? Am I? And that was also a lot of the reasons why I wouldn't move forward with things, why I'd be stuck, because I'm asking so many questions and waiting for the answers. But what I've in this season of my life, I'm like, okay, I can ask the questions, and if God doesn't answer me right now, or within the time frame that I want Him to answer me, because that's usually what it is for me, you all. I'm just gonna be honest with you. I want God to answer me right now, or I want the answer within this time frame so that I can make a move. But I'm just really starting to realize that that is really what faith is. Like, I just gotta have the faith. I say I had the faith. I gotta exercise it. Do I really believe that God is gonna do that? Yes, I do believe it. But am I acting like I believe it? So I can say all day long, I got the faith that He's gonna do this. I know God's gonna move mountains. I gotta have the faith the size of a mustard seed. But until I'm acting, until I'm really believing that He's gonna do it, I can say stuff all day long. I can say stuff all day long. I have to really be active and be present and say, okay, I know God's going to do this. I know God's a healer. Either He is or He is not, right? You got to make a decision. I'm going to make a video about that, you all. Like, we got to make decisions. And sometimes they're not easy decisions. They could be very hard, because that's all faith. You don't see anything. You can't see it. Wouldn't it be nice if we saw it all, right? If we saw it all, but that's another reason why I says without faith it's impossible to please God, because I really realize it is really, really, really about faith. He's not just saying that, it is really about faith. And so that looks for me sometimes like, Andrea, when you ask those questions, if you don't get an answer right away, it's okay. That don't mean God is not listening to me. It doesn't mean God not behind the scenes working on my problems. It doesn't mean that He's moved on to somebody else's issues and don't think mine is important, because he thinks all those things are important. Hey, Mr. Terry, how you doing? He thinks all those things that we're going through in life is important. He wants to be a part of it. So if I know that about God, I know that He knows, because He knows all and sees all. So I know that He must know everything that I'm going through. Even when I'm asking these questions, He already knows I had that question. He knows how He's going to answer that question. And He already knows that I'm waiting for the answer. So if He knows all that stuff, I got to believe that, okay, God knows all this stuff already. So if He already knows all this stuff, I have to just be comfortable with being still and waiting, right? And waiting for the answer. In the meantime, do whatever it is that He said to do already. Just go ahead and do it. Knock that thing out. Knock it out the park, and just wait for the next steps. Like, you waiting for your next set of orders. I'm going to do this thing right here. And I'm going to just, I'm going to keep moving. I'm going to keep moving. I'm going to keep trying to do stuff. And I'm going to wait for His next set of orders in the meantime. But I ain't going to be just. So anyway, yeah, that's been something that I've dealt with for so long. Like, okay, I got questions, Lord. I got questions. And I find, like I said, I don't think it's bad to have questions. I don't. I really think that you can have questions and you can seek and do all those things, but also you gotta have faith. We gotta move from just saying and just really believing, okay, I know He's gonna do it. That son, He may not come when you want Him, but He's right on time. It's a lot of truth to that. And you might be like, oh God, I'm down to the very last second. I'm down to the last second. Are you gonna do this for me? Are you gonna help me? Then he might come through right at that moment when you thought, ain't no way, it's all over. Maybe He forgot. Maybe what I'm asking for is, I don't know, too big, too small, whatever. but he comes right in the nick of, right when he's supposed to come. We say in the nick of time, but it wasn't. It was right when he was supposed to come. It was perfect timing because it was God. And we're like, God, I'm telling y'all, I've been there so many times. I'm like, God, what am I supposed to do next? Like, I really like, can you please tell me what to do next? I'm asking you what, even to the point where I've kind of been frustrated sometimes, like, okay, Lord, listen, can we have a conversation? Can we really talk? Because, like, I'm sitting here waiting and I don't even see the results. And then he like, girl, like, you need to calm yourself down and just chillax because I got this. And I just be like, Lord, okay, so you didn't say exactly what time. But then if you think about it, if he told you exactly what time, is that you win? Is that you having faith that he's gonna do it? Because if you knew exactly what time, you ain't got faith because you already know what time. You already know when it's gonna happen. Let me see what you said, what y'all talking about. Let's see. Mr. Terry. Yes, Geeky Girls Journal. Okay. Thank you, Lula. Yes, God set it up 2 years ago. Everyone was. Oh, wait. Oh my goodness. See, you said something that people can relate to right there in that chat. Yes, God set it up 2 years ago. Everyone was asking me what I do. And I was just saying, I just take care of my kids. God told me to start calling myself what I am, an artist. Yes. See, isn't that something how we can downplay what we do? Or just say, I'm just taking care of my kids. Mm-mm. Girl, that is a ministry. I used to do that when I first started working. I'd be like, yeah, I'm here with my kids. And I'm like, that's nothing. That is absolutely nothing to, if there was some type of shame or embarrassment associated with that, because I used to be like, I just felt like, okay, I had to be working. I need to be making my own money. And I'm saying my own money. My husband's money is my money too. I'm like, now I don't care. That's my money. Yes. Guess what? I do what I'm supposed to do in this house. I make sure everything's moving. I make sure everybody gets where they're supposed to go. I make sure my kids are healthy. I taught all my kids how to read before they enter school. I mean, it's so much that you probably do that if you just wrote a whole list of it, you would really, really see that you're not just somebody that's just taking care of kids. That is not all you do. And I remember talking to one of my neighbors a couple years ago who had just had a baby, and she was like, I feel so bad because my husband's working and I just stay at home. I was like, pause, stop right there. You do not just take care of your baby. I said, that is not something that you just, I said, don't even say just do. That is, first of all, it's a blessing that you can do that. Second of all, that is a job. That is also, people say it's a ministry. It is. Taking care of your kids, you know how major that is? That's something that should not be. If you are a mom and you just say, oh, I'm just a stay at home mom. No, you are not just a stay at home mom. You are a CEO. You are a nurse, you are a doctor, you are a lawyer, you are an appointment setter, you are a counselor. You do so many different things. You're an artist. If you are like me, you at home and you have a small business and you're creating things. So yes, you're an artist. You're a creator. You're a creator. And I think about it like this. God was a creator too, wasn't he? He created the heavens and the earths and everything that's in it, the heavens and the earths, the heavens and the earth and everything that's in it. He was creative. Guess what? You're a creator. So don't diminish what you do because it's very, very important, right? Very, very important what you do. If you are a stay-at-home mom, a stay-at-home, whatever, dad, what you're doing is important. And I had to tell that to my neighbor. I was like, no, let him go. Let your husband go out and work. That's what he chooses to do. And you just take care of the kids the best way that you can. And you do your job. That is a job. That's a job for sure. And it's rewarding because you're going to see the fruits of your labor. My kids, I'm glad I was able to stay home with my kids. I'm blessed and I'm so glad that God took that away from me because for the longest I would be like, man, I don't have a job. I need to work. No, I had a job. It was a hard job too. It still is. I still have little ones here. So I'm still doing it, by the way. It didn't stop. It did not stop. So you are an artist. You're a creator. You a mom of all moms. You a super mom. Super mom. Super mom. Yes, so I'm glad that God downloaded that into your spirit. He downloaded memories of things that I forgot that I had done and made me understand I've been at this for a long time. Yeah, exactly. I'm glad you see that now. Oh, because that is the garden is exactly, that's our money too. We contribute in so many ways. Yes. Don't let nobody tell you you don't contribute. You contribute. You stand at home. What's happening? Who taking care of the household while that person is out working? And it can be, I'm just saying, if you have a spouse or if you have whatever. I don't know how everybody's household is set up. I'm just going to say, in my household, I use my husband for example. He's out working. Yes, he is outside the house working, but I am inside the house working. I don't have time. Do y'all know how much stuff I'm doing in this house? A lot. A lot. And people probably like, oh, you don't do nothing but sit around and twiddle your thumbs. Okay, guess what? Don't matter. Doesn't matter to me what anybody says anymore. I could care less. No, I'm doing a lot. I'm being productive. And in that time where I do, like, I have a lot going on. I got a lot going on. The number of kids I have, think about that. You know that? That's a task right there in itself. Trying to make sure everybody's in order. Everybody's doing things and still trying to do my own thing on the side. That all takes sacrifice. And that's what it is. You're making a sacrifice. Just like your spouse is going out and sacrificing to work outside the household, you sacrificing to work inside the household. Right? And if you work outside the household as a woman, you are making a sacrifice as well. I'm not taking anything away from those women who, work outside the house. I did as well. I'm just saying, don't diminish what it is that you do. Don't diminish because all of us, if you're in a household, you are contributing something. So don't feel like what you're doing is not exceptional or not equivalent to what that other person is doing. It takes more than one person to make that thing run smoothly. I even told the kids in my house, listen, everybody got a job in here. Everybody. From the oldest of us all the way to the youngest. Everybody's going to work. Why? It's a team effort. One monkey don't run no show. That's what my parents used to say when I was younger. One person don't run a show. It takes the whole household to make things function. I have responsibilities. You got responsibilities. And when we all do our part, now it's running smoothly or as smoothly as we can make it run. Sure, we're going to have some kinks sometimes. Sure, we're going to have some things that we need to tweak. But can't nobody tell me what I do is not necessary and not needed. I know it is. And like you said, God reminds you. No, remember what you did last week? Remember when you were at remember when you made that thing happen, when you didn't know how you were going to be at those two events, but you worked it out? Through God, right? You worked it out. Remember when that child was sick and you were up all night, you didn't know how you were going to wake up that next morning and function, but you did. You did it. So congratulations to all the moms and the dads out there and everybody else who's trying to do their best. That's all. I just think you just got to do your best. Do your best in every situation. We're all fathers in another person's life. We can plant. Okay, let's see. All right, thank you, Mr. Terry. I see the question is, what are you planting in another person's life? Y'all know my nose always itches, and it always wants to start itching when I'm on a live. It's so ridiculous. What's another thing? Financial reasons. I know those might be reasons why some people are not pursuing their purpose. Maybe they cannot do the thing that they feel like they're called to do right now because they have to provide for their family, and maybe their job is something that puts food on the table. So that's just the reality. If you got to go to work to make things happen, you got to go to work. But also maybe if you have a little time, during the day, try to pursue that thing that God's called you to do. Try to set forth a little time every day or once a week or once a month, whatever it is that you can do to try to get closer to that thing that God has created you to do, right? Because what we want is we want you to do what God created you to do because it's the reason why he created you to do that specific thing. And I don't know, I just think that if you are not doing that, what you're called to do, then somebody's taking a hit somewhere, because if you're called to do that specific thing and you're around certain individuals, they need that from you. So if you're not walking in your purpose or in your calling, there is something missing. So I just always like to encourage people to do it. Just do it. Just do it. Don't be fearful. Another thing is sometimes people don't believe that they can achieve those goals, right? Maybe you feel like, I can't do it. I don't have what it takes. I am not educated enough. I'm not smart enough. I'm not articulate enough. Look at Moses in the Bible. He's a good example. Remember, he told God he had all these excuses. Well, that one specific excuse that he thought he was not equipped to speak. He wasn't equipped to speak well enough. So God did what? He said, okay, well, your brother Aaron, we can use him, and it'll be like you're telling him, you're speaking through him, and you're telling him what to do. But Aaron will be your spokesperson. So just know that when God calls you to something, he's going to equip you. He gives you what you need to accomplish that. And I know you've probably heard people say it time and time again, including me, but that's really the truth. He is not going to ask you to do something that you're not capable of doing. He's going to ask somebody else to do it who's capable, right? If that person is capable, he's going to ask that person who's capable to do it. So don't feel like you don't have the goods, you don't have the right stuff, because you do. That would just be an excuse that you're using not to do something. So don't make excuses. If it's something that God has called you to do on purpose and you feel that desire and you're like, okay, I know he's calling me to do it, go ahead and do it. Don't worry about the negative self-talk or the negative self-belief that you have, because God, if he called you to something, he's gonna make sure that you are prepared. And he's, even if you're not, he's gonna give you those things that you need throughout. And also, maybe that's another reason why, you can't, I can't. And some of you might be in a journey where you can't see 100% of what God wants you to do, right? So you don't see it exactly, but he's taking you step by step, and maybe he's taking you step by step because he just wants you to have faith in him, and to trust that he's going to provide the next thing that you need. You might be like, okay, in order for me to do this, God wants me to do this, but in order for me to do this, I need to know how to do this. So he's like, okay, I got you. Slow down, just slow down. I'm going to provide. I'm going to make sure that you have what you need to carry out that next step. So that should cancel out the fear, right? That should cancel out the fear. And I know sometimes we're human. We're going to feel those emotions. We might feel like I can't do this, or I'm scared to do it. I don't like to talk in front of people. What if I make a mistake? That was my thing. What if I make a mistake? Like, what if I don't say something the right way? What if I don't have all the information? But God just wanted me to, look, get out there and do it first. Go. I just want you to show up. So maybe that's what you need to do. Just show up. Show up, and then take it step by step. Whatever the next step is that he said do it, go ahead and do it. And then the next step, I use your online form. Thank you. We sure do have an online form. Complaints come right to who? Me. So thank you for the online form. My team will be checking it out, Lula. My team, my team will get back with you, Lula. Yes, he provides, and it's so intentional. Every move is ordered with God. Every move, right? And some of us are like, yeah, I did this, I did that. What? Yes, God used you. You were the vessel, but are you going to ever tell others that God helped you through that situation? Are you going to ever tell others that it wasn't in your power and your might, because you could have fallen right on your face? It was God. It was God that helped you out. I'm just here to remind you. You better testify. You are dropping. Yes, she is. You better stay in here and keep telling us. Let's see what else. All said, God took my job, my car, and some other things, and I thought it was the devil. Then had kids too. Was able to stay at home and not have the extra bills. God can move your finances for his purpose. Yes, he can. I'm going to tell you something about finances now. I don't know. I might have told you all this story before. Because I tell you, I think I even said in this live how I am so like detailed with finances, right? Every penny, I'd be like, where does this come from? Where did the charge come from? So God had to tell me one day, girl, he was like, and I was thinking, okay, God, this was even after I stopped working outside the house, and I was, started the business here, and I was working, just taking care of my kids, and not just taking care of my kids and doing all the other stuff that comes along with being a stay-at-home mom. So I'm doing all the things, and I was like, Lord, I was balancing the book and looking at the money. I was like, Lord, I need X amount. I was like asking for X amount of money, right? And he was like, and it just hit me one time. He just said, it's my money. God was like, it's my money. He's like, why are you worried about it? It's my money. It's not even your money. And I was like, I thought about it. I'm like, oh my God, he's so right. It is not my money. It's not my money. I'm just a steward. And I think I was just so serious about that position, you all. I'm like, no, I got to make sure this money is right. I got to make sure everything is accounted for. I got to make sure this. I got to make sure that. Then I'm like, it is God's money. Like he dropped it. He's like, it's my money. It's my money. Yeah, I'll allow you to use it. I'll allow you to have it. I'll allow you to do what you want to do with it and buy things and do stuff. But it's my money. And once I figured that, I was like, it is God's money. It's God's money. And so I say that because all what she said in the comment section goes along with it. If it's God's money, isn't he going to provide and isn't he going to do those things? He already knows we need it. We ain't got to remind him. We don't have to remind him that the bill is due. Like he already knows the bills are due. He knows the bills are due. Now we can pray. We can pray about it as a reminder, Lord. I know you know. I know you got this, Lord. But I got this gas bill, and I'm just, Lord, I need you, right? Whatever it is, however you talk to God, that's how I talk to God. I just talk to him, Lord, I need help right now. I know you got this, and maybe sometimes, like, I think it was all that was saying, sometimes we pin things on the devil. Sometimes we get the devil too much credit. We like, oh, I know that was the devil. No, maybe you just ain't manage things properly. Maybe you just didn't manage things properly. Maybe you didn't steward them correctly. Maybe you didn't go to God and pray about the next move that he wants you to make. Maybe you took matters into your own hands because you thought you knew everything. So you're like, okay, I'm going to go ahead and do this. And then God was like, I didn't approve that. I didn't put my stamp of approval. You know how people say, I'm such and such and I approve this message. God didn't put his stamp of approval on it. Now you want him to go pick up the pieces for you and fix everything because you done messed up. And guess what? God in his goodness, sometimes he'll do it. Sometimes he'll let you learn that lesson. But other times he like, okay, let me get her. Let me help him out. And I'm not God. I can't speak for God. These are my thoughts. You think what you want to think. I'm telling you what I think because I'm here. All right. So God can move, but he definitely can move. Yes, he can. He provides. Take your time. I just don't want any money being lost in thin air. If it was all going to you, I'd say keep it. No, I'm right there with you. Guess what? I'm that person that if I told y'all the stories of when I was overcharged hundreds of dollars, right? I go back and I be like calculating stuff, calculating, subtracting, adding, whatever I got to do. I'll be like, wait, that don't make sense. It don't add up. So it's just having a peace of mind, really, to make sure that things are in the right place and that you got to the right person. So I hear you. I'm on top of it. Thank you for the email. David Corey with Crop. Hey, Geeky, I'm still supporting. Yes, you are. Hey, David Corey. Those strawberries. Now, see, David, I ain't planning on, planting anything anytime soon. I was just kind of curious because it said $12.99, and I just didn't know if that was a good price or not, just in case if I ever decide I want to plant. I love berries. It would be wonderful for me to have all the berries in my yard. I just feel like the deer might eat them up. Some of the animals back there, like they just always in my yard and they probably eat my stuff up. And then I'm gonna be like, I planted all this stuff and now they want to eat it. But I don't know, David. The earth and the fullness thereof. You better exactly all of it. All the garden of inspiration. I know, right? Sometimes we are our own enemy. Yeah, we are. Sometimes we are. We like, listen, the devil did this, he ain't did nothing. We just didn't. We just didn't do what we were supposed to. You got your journal? Yeah, you got yourself a journal. A journal. You're gonna your journal. Thank you. Appreciate you. Appreciate you too. No, I'm gonna look into it. Seriously. I got my note written down right here on one of my random notebooks, and I will be looking into it. The tech team will get back with you. The team is on it. So don't worry about it. And if it's something through PayPal that we can't fix, like we look, we like to do right by our customers. That's all I'll say. So I will look into it, Lula. Okay? I'll be looking into it. David Corey with Cropper style, Cropper style, Cropper style. We gon' crop. We gon' crop. Check into Nurseries online for berries and cover grow box. Yeah, David. I keep seeing you all with these boxes, and I've seen bags too. Don't they have bags, David? I see the bags, the black bags, and I'm like, well, looks pretty interesting. And I kind of like the idea of having my fresh fruit and all that kind of stuff. I'm not sure that I can commit to that. I just I don't know. We don't have to ask the Lord to move in on that situation. Hey, Lula. The Old Testament says God created heaven and earth where these devils come. That God created the heaven and the earth. And look, God wants us to be prosperous on this earth and he wants to take care of his children. I think about fathers, right, and how they take care of their children. I'm going to do a video on this. So let me say, oh, I'm at an hour and 30 minutes. You are. Ooh. An hour and 30 minutes. Mr. Terry Broski, bro, what's up? That's from Lula. Oh, let me look at the poll because I completely forgot about the poll, you all. What's the poll say? Oh, 83% of you say you're pursuing your purpose. 17% of you say no. So for the 17% of you, if it is fear, kick fear in the behind and get to work. Whatever it is, right? Don't be fearful. I want you to pursue, pursue, pursue. Do what God calling you to do. Do what God has called you to do. And just don't procrastinate to the point that you don't do it, that you don't pursue. Like, we don't want that to happen because we want you to be the best that you can be. And I believe that if it's something that you called to do, that you purpose to do, that's part of being the best that you can be. Because why else would God have purposed you to do that specific thing? I don't know. I think it's because this is a part of who you are and who he wants you to be, who he's created you to be, and he can see how great you're going to be in the future, right? He can see all that. You can't see it right now, but if you just do what it is that God is asking you to do, you're already wonderful. You're already wonderful. I'm not making things up. It says you fearfully and wonderfully made. You're already that. So just think about how much more miraculous you can be when you are walking in purpose. And I know sometimes it might not be as easy as it may sound because you're going to go through some hiccups and things like that. But you got to do it. Just do it and don't be afraid. If you are afraid, take it one step at a time. I was Mel Robbins. She has this thing. It's called, she's talking about procrastination, and I'm going to do a video on it. In fact, I trashed 2 videos that I did on it because I did it years ago, but I'm going to just do a reboot and do another one. And she was talking about like how to kind of boot procrastination. And she gives you a tip on how you can do it. I think I'll just do it in the video because the slide has already been long enough. If I start talking about it, this is going to be a whole nother hour or whatever. I don't know. So I'll just do it in a video and you all can look at it. But it's going to be about procrastination, how not to procrastinate. You're the artist of your life. What colors are you going to put on the canvas? Yes, Lula, I'm loving the mugs. Oh, you see the mugs too? You all are over there browsing. All right, look at y'all over there. Look at that. They said when you find your people, you find your people. Oh, Lula, because Lula said, laugh out loud, I will need to get me a mug next. Lula, and you can drink your beverage of choice, your coffee, whatever. Now, let me tell y'all something about these mugs now. Okay. The mugs actually come in 2 different sizes, but Lula, I was having some trouble trying to they asked me to keep creating these different files, one for one size and one for the other size. And I was doing that, but I just could not figure out how to say it. Okay, it was a lot. It was a lot. Let me just say that. Point is, I ended up downsizing. I had 2 mugs up there, like 2 different sizes at first, because I know some people like to drink a little bit of coffee. Some people like to drink a whole lot of coffee, or a whole little bit of tea, or a lot of tea, whatever it is that you put in your coffee mug, right? And I was like, oh, it'd be cool to have 2 different sizes. The only thing is, when I went in to try to create these things, I created it under the first size, and then I thought it would just kind of transfer over to the second one, that it would enlarge itself, and that ain't what happened. They wanted me to go in and change files and do this, do that, and then I did it, and I can't figure out what I did and didn't do wrong. So I was like, you know what, we're going to make this easy. I'm not going to select all sizes. I'm just going to make one size. So we got one size for right now. If I figure out how to make the 2 sizes work and make the image on it look right and not look like this is the cup and then the image is like this little, if I can figure out how to make it transfer, then I'll make it 2 sizes. And then again, how much coffee? Like, can't you just go pour more coffee in your cup if you want some more? That's what y'all can do for now. Is my guess, right? You ain't got to have all the coffee at one time because you might have to go have a bathroom break. So Then you refill it when you take your bathroom break. That's what I say. That's a solution. So for right now, we got one size. One size fits all. Take that mug, drink it when you drink it a lot. Because if you like me and you're a person who like guzzles, like you just throw it back, then you're gonna have to get another drink. But it's standard size, so you'll be fine. You'll be fine. It's a nice mug. It's one, two different mugs. Pick one. You're smart. You're confident. Go get that mug. Go get it. So yeah, go get it. But oh, Mr. Terry wrote all this stuff down. Oh, wait a minute. I missed all this. 1:35. I gotta get out of here, don't I, y'all? Oh, so Lula, that's how you charming me. I'm gonna get my mug this week. Take that. Oh, yes, Battle of the Mugs. You are. I gotta get myself my own hoodie. I have not even done it yet. The hoodie that I created, I got two. One of them, I made just for myself. I'm I'm just gonna be honest. I made it just for myself, but I'm thinking if I wear it and people if they say, "Oh, I like that," if I get good response, if I wear it, then I might go ahead and make it public. But for now, I'm just gonna make it's for me. It's just gonna be for me. But I might put you all on to something because the colors are so cute. I was like, "Oh," so I like pastels. I like the pastels on this hoodie, right? So I was like, "Ooh, that is so cute." And if you all saw the colors, they just so cute. They're so cute. So whenever you see me put it on, when I finally go and purchase my own items, because I'm like, girl, you need to wear your own stuff again because I was and I just stopped. So I need to get back to that. Um, we're gonna do that. And I'm gonna tell you all which one I'm talking about. And then I'll release it. If people are like, oh, that's cute. Even if y'all don't say that's cute, I probably still release it. I just want to get it first. I just want to have it first and wear it and then see what kind of response. And it's also because the one that I made for myself has a QR code on the back because I want to try that and see how that works. I started to put it on the front, but I was like, that might be kind of weird if I had the hoodie on and then people are just like snapping. They're trying to snap the QR code, but I might be like thinking they taking a picture of me, and I'd be like, hey. But then that might be weird. Like nobody wants to stand in front of somebody and snap a picture because they might think it's weird to snap a picture of you, but they really just trying to get the QR code. So I was like, okay, it might be a little bit more friendly if I put it on my back. So I made one that has a QR code on the back, but I might offer it another way. Like once I buy it, I might take it off, and then that way people can just buy it because it's cute. It's real cute. We must remember fear comes from one of five places: lack of faith, lack of knowledge, lack of experience, lack of preparation, listening to someone too scared to get into the game of life. And I think that sums it up right there, Mr. Terry, because that's true. And sometimes people fearful to do it because other people tell them they can't do it, or other people tell them, they're not going to be successful. Get away from the people who discouraging you. Get away from those people. That's why I said find your group. Find those people who are like, girl, you got this. You can do it. They're not going to lie to you just to amplify things, but they're going to encourage you and tell you to keep going. I have a family member who started a small business, and they sometimes ask my opinion with things, and I like to give it. And I'm like, no. And I'm like, do it. I'm always encouraging go and do it. Do it. If that's what you want to do, go for it. Who is stopping you? You're the author of your life. What do you want your obituary to say? All right, Mr. Terry, get right to it. Say, learn to be the shepherd of your life. Don't let someone else make you the sheep. Learn to be the driver of your life. All right, Mr. Terry, you dropping all that? You're the artist of your life. What colors are going to be put on your canvas? Yes, Lula, I'm loving the mugs. Yeah. Hey, Miss Lynn. Hey, Miss Lynn, how you doing? Hello. Y'all, I'm trying not to scratch my nose. It is so bad right now. It's been itching this whole life. If you see me twitching my nose, it's because it's itching. And I'm trying to be respectful of everybody watching because nobody wants to see somebody like going in. And I'm not going to dig or anything. I'm not going to do that. But I will rub. I'm going to rub it. Woo! I just need some relief. Maybe I need to take my medicine, right? I don't do that. That's part of the problem. I don't take my allergy medicine when I'm supposed to. I only take when it gets so bad that I can't take it because I don't just like being medicated. I like to, hey, this is the girl. Who you see what you see is what you get. I don't want to be. I just want to be me. I don't need the medication. I just want to. Look, basically what I'm telling y'all is I don't take my allergy medicine. And the doctor was like, you need to take it every day. And I was like, no, I don't. I don't need to take it every day because I've been dealing with this for my whole life. I don't want to take it every day. What I want to just do is just not take it until it gets too bad that I can't take, that I have to take it. I was asking God for a fruitful family, but driving a nice luxury car that couldn't fit that. He moved on my heart's desires, not what I was conditioned to. See, you were asking him for something, but he was like, no, look, you got this luxury vehicle over here, but what you need is probably this minivan or this SUV. I got blessed with the same thing. I never thought I would have been driving a minivan, you all, but it was a point in my life when I was driving a minivan. I was just talking to my husband about this yesterday. It was so hilarious. I don't have it right now. Right now, I have a really, really, really big SUV, really big, and it's black. And so people see me coming. Yes, I'm that person, and I'm in it like, hey, right? But I had a minivan, which I didn't think I would ever own. But my husband was like, get it. Like this was years ago, like years ago, right? He was like, you need to get it. And I'm like, no, I don't want to get it. I don't want to get it. Give me an SUV, right? We had this conversation going back and forth. And I'm like, I'm not doing it, not doing it. Finally, we went to the dealership one time. Well, it was a few times, but this one particular time, and we went, and I was like, I got in it, and I was still like, nope, nope, nope. Knowing I had at least 3 kids at that time. And I was like, we need the space. This thing is not going to do it. Can't be cute. Got to get this minivan. So I'm sitting in the van. I'm like, and I was just in there pressing all the buttons. It has so many features. Y'all, I never thought I would get a minivan, but I'm telling y'all this story because God knows best, right? And my husband was study trying to convince me. And I'm like, nope, 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 no, no, no. And usually, I get what I want most of the time, right? So if I don't get what I want on a particular day, I'll be like, what? What you mean? I'm probably pouting. So this particular time, I'm sitting in the minivan. I'm like, I do not want a minivan. Can we look at something else? Man, y'all, once I test drove it, did I test drive it? Or did I just say, I test drove it and I was pushing all the buttons and I'm like, wait, we ain't gotta open doors when the kids get in. Don't nobody gotta open the door. I just gotta push buttons. Literally, I don't. The whole time I had that minivan, we never like the only door I had to open was the passenger or the driver door and the passenger. Everything was automatic. Like you push buttons, let the kids in. We had two back seats, 2 seats in the front. I mean, it was so spacious. We had our sun. We just had all the sunroofs up there. It was just what's it called? Panoramic. It's a panoramic view. You all when you can like the majority of the top of your like they could see out the windows at the top. It was like all of it was just clear. They just like looking out. They used to look at the stars, and we had the big monitor in there so everybody could watch TV. The headphones would go with it so people wouldn't be interrupting other people if they want to read books. It was wonderful. Anytime I picked them up for school, I just pulled up, pushed that button, they walked in. Wonderful. Nobody touched nobody. It was an aisle in it. They walked down that aisle, find your seat, almost like a bus. Get in there, girl, find your seat, be quiet, put your headphones on, watch the show, or look up at the sky. We had all those options. One day came, I had to get rid of that thing. I never thought. Oh, also, I push buttons for everything in that vehicle. I mean, everything. One day came and I had to, it's like, all right, I got to give it up. Guess I got to give my minivan up. But point is, I didn't want it. And it wasn't even something that would have ever been on my list. But God, talked me into getting it. And it was one of the best vehicles the best vehicle I had. The best. Now I like the one I got now too. I really like it. Really, really like it. It's like a big old house on wheels. So we can do a whole lot of stuff. But that van, it had everything. Everything. I didn't have a luxury car, but I had that van and it fit my needs during that season of my life. I could probably still use one right now, but what I have right now is a big old SUV. And I might not be able to push all the buttons to open all the doors, but we get in there. Everybody got their own space. Ain't nobody touching nobody. That's important in my household. People want their space, right? Because we always around. So people like, hey, I want my space. I don't want you, hit my legs. I want the space. So I understand. Oh, I hear you. Oh, I'm still browsing. Yay! I like 8-ounce cups for coffee. Is it an 8-ounce cup on there? I don't even know. Let me go over there and see. I don't remember what size cup it was. I felt like it was 11 ounces or something. But I know that it was I think it was an option of 11 ounce and a 15 ounce. I I think the one that I didn't choose was 15-ounce cup. And I was like, that's a lot of cup. But again, I don't know because I don't drink coffee like that. And when I do, it's only a little bit. It's only a little bit in that, So why is it? Okay. Yeah, I think this one says 11 ounces or something like that. Yeah, it's 11 ounces. So the other one that I denied that I couldn't get right was a 15 ounce. So there y'all have it. That's the story. In the meantime, I'm gonna be creating, right? If God want me to create some products, I'm gonna be creating some products. If God want me to get on here and show my face and just chit chat with you all and talk about Jesus, I'm gonna be on here talking about Jesus. If God want me to read these encouraging comments on here, I'm gonna be on here reading these encouraging comments. If God want me to come on here and motivate you and talk about why you should be pursuing your purpose and not procrastinating, I'm gonna do that. Because God wants you to be your very, very best. Very, very best. Y'all, we got 15 minutes to go to 2 hours. Should we try to hit 2 hours or should I stop it? Let me see. Because I see some people still browsing. Durr is back. By the way, have you ever experienced a fear of low marks? Because I have it. Low marks, like what? Like grades, like in school? A fear of low marks? Of course. Like I want to get low marks because I know who my parents are. And while my parents did not, y'all, my hair getting like real tangled. While my parents did not stay on my case about bad grades because I had good grades. And I think that even if, as long as I tried, I don't know that they would have been like, fussing or whatever. I don't know. I didn't experience that. But yeah, I was hard on myself. I didn't even need my parents to be hard on me because if I didn't get the grades that I wanted, that I thought, it's going in and out, I know. So yeah, thank you for sharing that. Thank you for sharing that. Yeah, but don't be, just what I tell my girls is just do your best. Put your best foot forward. You know what I mean? Like do your absolute best. If you're going in that taking that test or you have that class, just do the best you can do. That's all you can do. You got to do your best. And if it results in good grades, I'm proud of you. If you did your best and you fell a little short or you got low marks, did you do your best? That's all I want to know. If you did your best, we ain't got no problems. So I would say just make sure you're doing your best, right? Just do your best in everything that you do. When I created these items, I really did put forth effort. I really did do my best. Now, are there some things that I might go back later on and be like, oh, I can change this and do this better because now I have more information. Now I have a little bit more knowledge and more know-how and I've experienced creating these things. So I might go back and try to do the 15-ounce one, y'all. In fact, not might, I will. I have. I've gone back and tried to recreate the 15-ounce mug. But at that moment, I was like, you know what? Okay. I was stuck because I wasn't releasing the other two mugs that I did because I couldn't get the 15-ounce one right. And it was just sitting there for like 3 weeks. I'm like, girl, you need to get a grip on this. If you can't do it, what do? Put out what you got. So I convinced myself and my husband too, because he's like, really like, come on. You stuck right now. So thank God I got that husband that's gonna push me. Thank God. Sometimes we don't see eye to eye, and I'd be like, listen, leave me alone. But he's like, no, he'll push me, and I like to push myself. And I'm like, that's a blessing because I know he sees something in me too, and he knows that I want to be the best that I can be. So sometimes it take a little bit of getting in my face. That's what it is. I'm that person. Like don't say it quietly. You need to do such and such. And I'd be like, man, I might not like it for the second, but I'm going to do better. I'm going to do better. So that 15-ounce, I'm going to go back. So I went back to try to do the 15-ounce mug, and I couldn't get it the second time I tried to do it. It wasn't saving to file, and what else? It wasn't showing up on the mug the way that I wanted it to. Like it wasn't going to size. So I had to try to figure out how to do that for the 15-ounce. Hey, husband. So I have someone just purchased some, but I'll talk to you about this later because you're my tech person. And it went through twice. They're saying that payment went through, it said it went through twice. They did it through PayPal. So I'm just telling you this so I don't forget because you know how to do it better than I do. And I know you might not have to be able to do it now. So I'll talk to you about it later. But yeah, I got an email for it. See, taken care of. Oh, hey, who is that? You got the game on lock. Oh, thank you, Mr. Terry. I just try to do the best I can do. That's it. Spring is coming. Put out the pastels. We want the pastels. Y'all want that? They are cute. They're cute. I'll put them out all. I'm gonna get it first so I can see how it fits. When you got an itch, you got it. When you got an itch, you got an itch, y'all. I'm trying not to scratch it on here because I know some people don't like that, may not like that. But in a minute, it might be going down. I'm just telling y'all, I might do it. I might. If you see me scratching, I already gave you all the warning, so just know. We must remember not all blessings are going to be beautiful and sweet. Some blessings are going to be ugly and sour. Be wise enough to see your blessing. Use your blessing and benefit from your, let's see what Mr. Terry said, blessings. Yep. I'm heading out, Geeky Girls Journal and chat. I just love hanging out with you guys. I missed you guys already, but I got to go. We'll catch the replay. Have a great day. Oh, thank you for coming in, Garden. We enjoy having you here too. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Appreciate you. Y'all, we got 10 more minutes. I think y'all must want me to go to 2 hours. So I got 10 more minutes. Can we make it? We can make it for 10 minutes, right? We can do it. We can do it. Let me look at the poll. Let's change. 78% of you saying you're pursuing purpose. 22% said no. Well, that's pretty good. I mean, that's pretty good. 32 votes. I think that's pretty good. We want 100%. I want 100% of y'all. So listen, I'm not doing it perfectly either. We're all over here being imperfectly perfect. Somebody said that in the chat. We're being imperfectly perfect. We're going to continue to pursue. We're going to continue to ask God for clarity. We're going to continue to wait and be still when we're supposed to wait and be still, right? And we're going to continue to move forward and doing that step that God told us to do. Whatever that was, do that step. Then we're going to go on to the next step. And we're just going to know that God has made provisions and that he has already equipped us to do those things that we need to do. That way we don't have to have fear of failure. We don't have to have fear of success. We don't have to have fear of what they call it's called social something, social pressure. We don't have to have the fear of social pressure. What are people going to think about me when I do this? What are they not going to think? Right. What? They're going to think about a lot of stuff. Is this a safe path for me to take? We're not going to think about all that. We're just going to do it. What about my finances? Are my finances going to be in line, right? Can I afford to do this? And we've already had some testimonials in the chat that say you can, because he shifted things for you so that if you were doing something this way or had something in another way, he was able to provide for you so that you can pursue what you want to do, right? Chat, I just yep. All right, so you're the bomb. Take care and God bless inspiration. I don't drink coffee like that either. Do you drink? What would you put in yours, Lula? School. Dur, you talking about school? Yeah, just do your best. Do your best. You might have fear of getting low marks, like you said, but you just have to do your absolute best and put your best foot forward. And then if you don't get that grade where you said mark, if you don't get that mark that you desired, then you change something up. Do something a little different. Maybe if you're only studying for 20 minutes a day, make it an hour, right? Change it up a little bit. Okay, see you there. Oh, you got to go to sleep. Oh, in India. Okay, you're in India. Well, thank you for coming in from India. I appreciate you coming in. Thank you. You didn't have to interrupt your show for me. Appreciate you, journals. Let's make it another hour. Oh, no. Lula's back. Another hour. That's typical. I would, but I can't today. I drink my coffee with nothing in it. I love it. Well, good. Well, there you go. You can just you drink your coffee with nothing in it, so you have it black. Well, there you go. You have your Geeky Girls Journal mug with your black coffee. All done. You got it. So you got the coffee mug and the journal. Thank you. Appreciate it. Let's see. Lula, I know we can go another, we did an hour and 53 minutes. Ooh, that's right. That's right. Enjoy it. And you already know, I told you, thank you for the email. The tech team will be on it. Grab something for the smart girl in your life. We have books, ebooks, t-shirts, hoodies, and more. That's right. Coffee mugs, journals. We got it all. We want to make it a one-stop shop. You know, like those convenience stores that people go to. And the convenience store is only supposed to have like sandwiches and stuff like that, drinks, you know. And then you go back a little bit further in the store and you see that they have merchandise. They got sweaters, they got shirts, t-shirts, they have jackets, they have caps. This could be the one-stop shop. Come over here, get your inspiration, get your motivation, and get yourself a hoodie, a t-shirt, coffee cup, some books for the girls or boys, whatever you have. And come on over and have a good conversation for the live. And watch and upload when I do that. Mugs are good for tea too. Yes, they are. The people who drink tea, go ahead, enjoy your tea. Enjoy your tea in your mug. Inspiration got me into getting a mug. See, inspiration, because you two were competing. There you go. Compete. I got just the journals for now. All right, well, that's a start. Good for you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Inspiration got me into getting a mug. Mugs are good for tea. I still got to get the mug. You're the bomb. They're excellent for soap. I said soap. Not unless you're trying to wash it. Excellent for soup. Yes. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. You can put soup in the mug. You sure can. You sure can. Some people actually make dessert in the mug too. Have you all seen that? They'll make cake, like those quick fix cakes and stuff like that. Coffee mug cakes or coffee mug brownies. I can't tell you how to do it, but I'm sure there's a video somewhere. YouTube video or something. Oh, I love dessert in the mug. Yeah. My daughter, she was trying to make one in the microwave and it failed. Like, she was very disappointed because in the video it looked like it was going to happen one way, but then it turned out to be something else. It didn't work out. So, but they have them already pre-made, right? You can buy them in the store like that. So yeah, you are, to bring it back, if you're pursuing purpose. If you're not pursuing purpose, remember, get out of your comfort zone. Don't let the social pressure get to you. You can have a clear plan, but sometimes, remember, plans don't go as planned. That happens. So just tweak it. I don't even know if I said clear plan, but that might be the reason some people don't pursue their purpose. They don't have a clear plan. So if you don't have a clear plan, which means you may lack a little clarity, then tweak it. Do what you can for now, and then move forward. No negative self-talk, right? We're not going to talk negatively. You're only going to say the positive things. If you're around people who are speaking negatively, just excuse yourself and find yourself a group of people who are speaking positively and trying to encourage you to do those things and motivating you all to get your book published. And then you can come back and tell us about it in the chat. For those allergies, you can do a tea of stinging nettle, turmeric, and chamomile. Let's see. Let me write this down. Nettle. What's stinging nettle? I've never heard of that, by the way. Stinging nettle, turmeric, chamomile. I'm going to have to look that up myself. Stinging nettle, turmeric, and chamomile. Thank you. Thank you all. Appreciate it. Okay, it's perfect. All right, anybody have any questions, comments, concerns? Did I hit all the points today? Fear of failure, fear of success, social pressure, get out of your comfort zone, financial reasons. It could be financial reasons, lacking a clear plan, negative self-talk or belief. I think that's it. Yeah, okay, so those are key points. I just want to make sure we got them. Anybody have any questions, comments, or concerns? Any questions, comments, or concerns? Also, if you all have any questions about what is on the website, if you have questions, comments, concerns with that, my Gmail is always in the bio, the YouTube bio. You know how to get to the YouTube bio. Just go to where it says more, I think. Click that. It takes you to my description. You'll see the website there and all the other social media handles and links. So you have questions, you can ask me there. So that's the place to do it. If you have a question about a product, like, or whatever, I don't know, you go there. Hey, look at my daughter jumping in. What are you doing? Let me see what time it is. It's 12:06. Are you at lunch? Thank you for coming in, daughter. Good to see you. Good to see you. So yeah, if you had, again, I was disrupted by one of my pumpkins. I have lunch. Oh, okay. Well, thank you for coming in. Are your friends watching? Tell them. They already know I need that time. So thank you for coming in, daughter. I appreciate it. And thank you to everybody else for coming in. Again, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, if it's something that I didn't cover that you want, bye, daughter. If it's something that I didn't cover that you have a question about, just email me. That's the best way to do it. All right. Well, I hope you all have a great rest of your day. So far, we have, according to the poll, I'll end it right now so you all can see what the results are. It is 76% say yes. Are you pursuing your purpose? 76% say yes. 23% say no. So we'll work on that 23%. All right. See you all. Thank you for hanging on in here with me and being supportive. Those of you who made a purchase today, thank you very much. I wish I could have pushed something on here to give like a, a congratulatory emoji or something, but I don't see that I can do that. So thank you so very much. I appreciate it. I hope you all have a great rest of the day. Lula, I still see you. I see you. Thank you. But have a great rest of your day. Glad to buy my new journal. Yeah, I know. You can write all your thoughts down in it too. I'm Zion's friend. Hello. Hi, Molly. Thank you for coming in. Zion told you to join. Tell her I said thank you. Thank you, Molly. Y'all can go back and replay this. So I will see you. I'm excited too, Lula. I said I hope. You're going to enjoy it. I know you are. You're going to love it. You're going to love it. And, when you run out of space after you finish writing in the journal and you don't have any more space, just go grab another one. And there you go. Just write all your thoughts on it. Okay, y'all. We made it to 2 hours. Yeah. I have not done that in a long time. 2 hours. So enjoy. I will enjoy it and love it. I'm going to get another. Yeah. Enjoy it, love it, and get another one. Tell somebody else too. Because the best form of advertisement, what is it? Marketing advertisement is word of mouth. That's what they say. People like other people to tell them, and I do it too. I go to Amazon in a minute and look for something, and I go right to the review section and read comments. Okay, is this product quality? Do you like it? What do you like about it? People like, oh, it's cute, whatever it is that you're looking for. So word of mouth, definitely. So tell somebody. Yes, word of mouth is always best. It is, especially if it's from somebody that, you trust, you love, whatever, or all the above. And then they say, yeah, I got my journal from Geeky Girls Journal. Then you're like, oh, yeah, it's wonderful. Then they're like, oh, really? Let me go get it. See, that's kind of how it works. So anyway, yeah, word of mouth. All right, well, I'll see you all tomorrow at 10. Tomorrow at 10 a.m. Be there or be square. Take care. God bless. All right, everybody. See you later. Have a good rest of your day. And if you haven't seen this, just replay it. That's all you got to do. Just replay it. And if it's something that that you would like to add to what we talked about, put it in the comment section. It's going to help somebody else out. All right. See you all tomorrow, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Tomorrow is Thursday, so catch you Thursday. This was fun. Take care. See you all. Have a good rest of the day. Thank you, Lula, for your help. And Mr. Terry, I'll see you all later, and everybody who participated. See you tomorrow. Have a good rest of your day.